Hey Kiss Army, here I am, here you are, we are one. Welcome back to the Psycho Circus for another episode of We Are One. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Paul Stanley's comments on Neil Peart, remembering Neil Peart, and talking about Rush opening for Kiss. So since Neil Peart's tragic passing earlier, Paul Stanley has been talking about Neil Peart a little more recently in a conversation with Outlaw Magazine, and then we're going to take a look at what Paul said back in 2018 as well about Rush. So, during a conversation with Outlaw Magazine, Kiss lead vocalist and guitarist Paul Stanley looked back on the early days of Rush and how they opened for his band Kiss back in the 1970s. Other notable bands who opened for Kiss in the early stages of their career include Tom Petty, Uriah Heep, Bob Seger, The Scorpions, AC/DC, Ted Nugent, Sammy Hagar, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Anthrax, Guns N' Roses, Alice in Chains, Rage Against the Machine, and more. So Kiss has clearly got the rap sheet for making bands famous. Literally almost all of those bands have gone on to become extremely famous and still going today. Paul Stanley had this to say about Rush. The first time Rush opened for us, they had their original drummer, John, along with Geddy and Alex. But when Neil joined, overnight it became a different band. Suddenly, they had this incredible musician backing Geddy and Alex. There was only one Rush, and they perfected a style and walked on a road that nobody else had been on. I saw that band in its infancy, and they went on to build an incredible legacy. Back in 2018, Paul said when asked about his favorite band that opened for Kiss, he answered Rush, saying, "I think for us, Rush was most exciting. When we first had them playing with us in Canada, and John Rutsey was still the drummer, the first album, 1974's Rush, it was humble pie, it was Zeppelin. They obviously found their footing in something they wanted to do later on. They were always great. AC/DC with Bon, when we had them on tour, great. Priest was phenomenal. Bob Seger, we can go down the list. Bob Seger got his first gold album on tour with us. John Mellencamp, Tom Petty, the list goes on and on. But Rush is something." Paul Stanley, high praise from Paul Stanley talking about Rush. I remember there's a recent documentary about Neil Peart and Rush and talking about Rush, and one of them was talking about how when they were on tour with Kiss, they would go on stage, watch Kiss, go back to the hotel, and just watch TV while you know exactly what Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter were doing. Instead of doing that, Rush just sat in their room and watched TV until the next night, until the next show, which I think is just hilarious and just really illustrates the difference in approach to an after-show routine from Kiss to Rush. Let me know what you guys think about Paul's comments about Neil Peart and as well as Rush down below. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you. And remember, God gave rock and roll to you.
God bless you all.